Hey everyone, this video I am going to explain you about static code analysis. So what is this all about? So uh, when we are doing hello world kind of applications and when we are learning things and we are doing POC, so we can do any kind of coding we can write any number of methods and we can write lots of line of code in a single method. But when we are doing coding in an enterprise or in a company where multiple teams are working and your code is going to be analyzed by someone else when you are not in the company, or some other team is going to add some features into it, so that code should be according to the standard of the company that enterprise architect and senior people has decided. So and there are some general mistakes and general vulnerability also in the code when we do not follow any serious standard, and when we are new to the coding and we are unintentionally we do those errors in the coding standard. So static code analysis is something about that. So without running any actual use case, actual without running your code, there are many tools out there which can analyze the code and give you the feedback based on the pre-configured rules that are there with those tools. Okay, SonarQube is one such tool which is very popular in the market and is used to perform the static code analysis of the code. So this video is uh, going to be the integration with product microservices that we are doing so far. So if you want to get the extreme detail about SonarQube and static code analysis, I already have uploaded a video on channel itself. Let me show you that. So if you come to the link, this link, microservices testing, there are many topics. So code cover is already there. SonarQube is one of that. So I have explained this in extreme detail. What is this all about, and what is this static code analysis, how to set up the SonarQube and all those things. It is a 56-minute video. So I have covered a lot. Uh, Here, you go ahead and check out this if you want to understand in detail. So I'm just going to uh, integrate this SonarQube in our product microservice that we have, and show you how we can post that report in the SonarQube and how we can analyze the report. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So to integrate that with the with Gradle, so you just go to uh, Sonar Gradle plugin, search for it and open the first link. It is going to give you the one liner that ID that you have to put. So latest version is 3.11 that you are going to get, and under plugin section you just have to put this line, and default settings are going to come into picture and they are going to work here. So coming here, the way we have used Coco, we are going to use this one. This is the default configuration, and just refresh it and it is going to download the relevant dependencies for SonarQube and going to give me a general task for us. And we need the Sonar server as well. So I'm already SonarQube server is already set up in my machine and I have started it. So this is running. So let me show you the portal. So this is the portal, fresh SonarQube server, it is running. Okay, so there is no project here. So I just added a plugin here which is going to give me a task, and I'm going to run that so that I'll get the link here. Okay, so let me go here and do that. So clean this. So for this Gradle, you clean Sonar. Sonar is the task that this plugin gives us, and if I click this part here, so it is going to push the all the codes that we have here in the Sonar server, and Sonar server is going to analyze that code whatever we have written here in Java, and going to give us a report about the code smells vulnerability, and it is going to recommend me that what is the correct way to do it, and then you can perform those correction in your code. Okay, so let's wait for this task to finish. So this is a very quick and short video, I know, but comprehensive details are in this video, so I suggest you go ahead and check out this one. I'll give this direct link in the description box itself. You can directly go there. Yeah, so this task is complete. So come to here, so refresh this part here. Yeah, you get this, right? So we have got this. So if you see the brief summary, 8 vulnerabilities, 9 code smells, 0% code coverage, duplication is 0, and total line number of lines are 506, and it is a Java code. It is able to infer that one. Okay, so open this product to see the more details. It has 8 vulnerabilities. Okay, so open it and you can see all the detail, right? So if I open one by one it, so it is saying that make this public. And why it is saying so? If you want to get more detail about it, just click on this part here, and vulnerability not assigned comment. Yeah, you can see the rule here. If you click the rule here, you can read out the complete detail why it should be public and why it should be private. Okay, so it is just a suggestion. There is nothing to do that yourself. It is saying that you do it and you go read the rule, and if it is it makes sense, you do that change and reanalyze this code, and make sure that when you are done with this one, you have 0 vulnerabilities and 0 code smells. If you see the code smells here, you can see it is saying that if we used this description. If I show you this controller class here, we are using this deprecated feature here, so it is saying that you should not use this one. So you can comment out, or you can remove this altogether as it is deprecated and you are not supposed to use that one. If you, by doing this, if I post this error will be gone here. The same way you can look out all other errors and see and correct that one from this one. So this is the, like, post coding. You can analyze the code before raising a actual pull request to merge it into the main branch. Okay, so this is what you can see. And the next thing, code vulnerability and code smells. And the last thing is the code coverage that it is saying. It is also able to detect the duplication. So we did good coding, so there is no duplication in our code. Code coverage is 0%, but remember from the last video that we had some code coverage like 50 to 53%. So how we can see that? So before running the Sonar task, there should be we should run the test task, and then Jacoco also should be running. Okay, so for that, what was the name of the task there? So for the verification, so it is Jacoco test report. Okay, and at last run the Sonata. So we can chain the task. So first it is going to run the test, and using that test, Jacoco test is going to give me the coverage report, and Sonar is going to pick all these information and push that in the Sonar server. So hit this one. So it is going to complete this sequentially, and when this is done, we are going to see the details here. Okay, so we are also able to see the history here. So you can see when it was pushed and what was the version and all those things. So you can see the master branch here. So we can see the specific feature branch here as well, but that comes with the paid version of this Sonar server here. So what is this here? We are using the community version. Okay, so I'm waiting for this task to complete here. So here one more thing here, I'm just going with the default configuration that is needed here. That is here. So if you see this video, you are going to see a lot of customization as well for the Sonar server and all those things that you can do. So the point is, I just do not want to re-record and do the same effort again and again, right? So all the details are here, so you can go ahead and check out that. So waiting for it to complete. So SonarQube test report is complete here. Yeah, so this task is done. Let me show you the dashboard here now. If I go to the project here, yeah, you can see now we are seeing the 54% here. And code smell is should be, now you can see the differences here. So 9 code smell, and yeah, now that that one is not coming here, that we show you product controller description is now not coming here. So there are others as well, so I'm not going to correct this one. You can go ahead and correct this one as per your, because these are, if I correct these one, these are the things that I'm going to do. If it is saying that remove this unused import, I'm going to remove that one. That's it. Okay, and if you want, you can go ahead to the GitHub repository of the project that I am pushing, you can create a feature branch and correct these code and raise a pull request, and I can merge that into the main branch. So that is like you can learn something and that you can contribute in the main project itself. Okay, so that's all about the SonarQube. All other informations and relevant informations are in here in this video. If you have any specific question, you are facing any issue, put that in comment section. If you're facing any issue in starting the SonarQube, pushing the report into Sonar server, put that in comment section. I'll be happy to help. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so that's all about this video. See you in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.